We still have a lot to learn here on Fort Fritz, and that's what you're listening to, but I will tell you this much right now. We are going to scare you tonight. There are a lot of stories of abuse. So if that's something that you might not be into, please hop off.
Please listen.
But if it means that it's going to make you feel bad, please don't listen to this one. You're listening to Fort Fritz. Greetings. I am Fritz, and of course, joined by co-host Man Daddy.
Hi.
Angela.
Hello.
Nick Spry.
Sup?
Kaz.
Hello.
I have one thing to say to you guys. What, and we are standing in the main room of the house, what about this main room, okay, living room, den, appears unusual to you?
Nothing. Looks like
good.
It looks Fritzy.
Yeah.
It looks, gothic.
Smells nice.
Little
Gothic,
tchotchke.
Yeah, it's very
grotesque.
fresh.
Yeah.
Tacky. I think
Maybe.
tacky would be a good way to
Okay,
describe
all
it.
right,
Pledge.
okay, easy, okay, because now
Garish.
Garish.
Okay.
Ooh,
Garish,
yeah, that's a good
Hey,
word.
ease off, all right? I've been decorating it myself,
We
okay?
can tell.
I've been,
We can tell.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Wait,
Huh?
thank you?
You're welcome.
Nothing else?
No, I mean it just looks like the place we've been hanging out with that you won't stay in for a night.
Maybe it looks a little cleaner.
It looks
Little
a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner.
Yeah.
A lot cleaner.
The baseboards. Okay, look at the baseboards.
They're shiny.
No one does the freaking baseboards.
Guys,
in our
I
house.
have something to tell you.
What?
I went on a bender last night and I smashed everything in this house. I
heard that.
Did you?
I did.
I tried to wake you up. I
You're a
crashed through every brick of the chimney. I did the thing where I smashed the window and I threw the things and I made the fire.
All the things?
Oh, like that movie.
Every-
Like literally
everything.
all the things.
Everything.
So you're like Pink Floyd during the one of my turns in the wall.
Yes.
Oh, or like Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now when he was
No.
really like drunk and he's like, I hate you, mirror.
And
Then
the
he chopped
reason
that cow in half.
the reason I did it, that was a really weird scene of
fucked
that
up.
movie.
That was
The
weird.
reason I did it.
Real.
The reason I did it was that I wanted to eat some of Angela's frozen seafood in the freezer, and I couldn't. I knocked on the door, and she said, "Fuck off!" And I knocked on the door, so I smashed everything. Everything was broken.
So
and
you're in a
then
murderous seafood rage.
rampage.
Right?
She had seafood. She has little shrimp scampies.
You want a little scampy rampy?
Scampy rampy?
You want a little scampy rampy?
That is dangerous.
She had little shrimp scampi, and I just wanted to microwave
I
a
get
couple.
it.
I
I
just
get it.
wanted like 4
Those
or
things
5.
are delicious.
Microwave shrimp scampi.
Garlic, butter, white wine.
Shrimp.
You can't say any more than that.
Heat.
Yeah, but just
That's all
put
you
it in the
need.
microwave.
That's all
How
you need.
dare you?
Then you take it into the office and you microwave that in the office to really make you a good
Yeah.
friend of all the
Sure.
coworkers.
Oh,
Dare
okay,
you.
but that doesn't explain why is it so pretty in here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It is pretty. It's shiny.
So I woke up early because I felt awful. I felt terrible that I ate all of the shrimp scampies without asking Angela.
You're a jerk.
And then I find this.
Hello.
Whoa!
Hello.
The hell is that?
Oh.
I am Grieves.
Oh.
You should have a butlery costume.
What is going? What is?
Angela-
Excuse me, sir. What?
Angela, can you explain?
Angela, help me, hold me.
This is Grieves. He's the butler.
Thank you.
Why are we just now finding out
Yeah.
about Grieves?
Oh,
Another
you're the
human
butler?
being in the house that we don't know about.
don't know if I have a-
Is that a human
come with
being?
the-
I don't know.
Is
He's
it
a
bu-
little
I want
short.
to tell you guys everything.
Is that part of the
right?
contract?
Why don't you tell us these things, Angela? Do you don't think that would benefit us in some way?
Yes, tell us
No.
more.
What if we lock
Now
him in
you've met
somewhere,
him.
or starve him, or burn
Congratulations.
him, or whatever?
I could have made him make me the shrimp scampi last night.
That's true. Like, do you have a valid?
How do you
How
know
is
he's
this-
a chef as
No,
well?
no. You misunderstand, sir. I'm not here to do your bidding.
Oh, God, no.
I'm here to do the bidding of the master.
Master, Fritz.
Well,
Master
yeah.
Fritz, right? Master
that.
Fritz.
That
Master
would be
Fritz.
That would be
Hey, I'm
Fritz.
the one pulling the strings.
Yeah, he's got the deed. Show him the deed.
Show him the
Here-
deed.
Check out the deeds.
at
I've
the deed,
always
bro.
got them in my back
The
left
size of
pocket.
that deed.
That is a little weird that you're just carrying that around.
Indeed.
Thick
Really?
deed
I
he's
don't
got
need
there.
to see any paperwork.
It's notarized,
No,
and Angela is
no.
listed as the roommate.
Yeah.
What's important is you understand you shouldn't be in this abode. This is where I keep stead. I clean.
No. I
I
don't
make
like that.
everything perfect here.
Why?
I work
You've done a
only
great
at
job.
night.
And
Why?
we wreck it. And
Why
we
would-
wreck it for you.
Yeah, we intentionally, obviously, wrecked this place. Why would you do this?
Because I'm an albino and I'm afraid of melanoma.
You are in Florida. You are in
good
Florida.
reason.
That
And
makes
I
good
don't
sense.
like you laughing at my malady.
I'm sorry. I should not have laughed. In
You guys are
retrospect, that's
sensitive
awful.
in your old age.
You know, honkies
Someone
unite.
needs to be. No one else cares.
Ooh,
True.
that was shade. He threw an entire lampshade at you right there.
Oh, shade me up.
That's a little
SPF.
heat between the two of
She's
these.
not one of my best
people.
friends, but we get along, if you know what I mean.
I don't. No, I don't
I
at
don't
all.
know what that means.
Tolerate you.
Can you please start taking some notes about some things that we can
'cause
ask
this
her?
is because I mean, there's so much you have not told us about this place.
Yes.
We've experienced a amusement park in a basement, a bottomless pit that you just was completely blasé about.
Right.
And so I'm just going to start writing down some questions that we all need to ask Miss Angela over here, especially involving
Question
this-
one.
Okay, we got this.
Hold
right.
on, let him get the pen out. Jeez, you didn't uncap it.
I'm just going to write this
How
directly
many
in my
more
hand and the
other
rest of my body.
living human fucking beings are in the house?
I'm not answering these until I've signed this, by the way.
Okay, Angela has no fucking idea what she's
She
saying.
does.
Okay.
She clearly is
Hey.
not giving it to us. All right.
She
So
can hear you. She's looking at what you're writing. You're showing everyone.
What's going on right now? This guy's really fucking freaking
question
out.
2: are there any other animals besides Schmutzy and the alpha wolf
And Bwabak.
And
and the
Bwabak.
Bwabak?
Yeah,
and the
and
butter
Bwabak.
Bwabak.
Whole bunch of
relative.
weird fucking
Seen it?
Relative to what?
How are you?
That's not
Angela.
how you answer that question.
Angela, that's not relative.
I'm
Just gonna
That's
risk
not relative.
saying his
That's-
name real quietly. Johnny Pickle Nuts.
Oh my fucking god! I can't believe they brought up Johnny Pickle.
Also, are there any sharp or pointed objects in the house that we need to be aware of?
Oh, yes,
five.
there
Don't
are.
answer.
Question
that.
5. What the fuck with Pickle? It's really, I mean, there's a lot of Johnny Pickle.
What do you mean, lots of pointy objects? Why is Angela
Wait.
telling Grieves to not talk about this?
What? Why should we? Okay, we've got flamethrowers in a library. We've got a bottomless pit, and now you're talking about pointy objects. We should be afraid of pointy objects. That's bullshit.
You mean like knitting needles?
Yeah,
Yes.
seriously. Like a
A
Whoa, I don't
spindle.
like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
There's
That's
no way.
unsettling.
That was
What?
a creepy ass laugh.
What is the thing with pointy objects, Angela?
Grieves.
What?
Cough it up.
Oh no.
Oh god.
This
No,
doesn't-
don't literally cover
Come
it up.
on.
Don't want to.
Do it. Come on.
No.
Better out than in.
No.
Oh, this is unsettling.
Do it up.
Oh god. Oh, this is not right.
Smells like Jaeger.
Fit that many.
Oh, there's so many. What is that? Oh, first of all, what's the smell? Second of all, what is all the
Oh,
stuff
my
around
God.
it? Is there a bunch of swords?
It's like
Is
a
that-
sea turtle laid eggs.
Oh, with swords and sea turtles laid sword eggs. Why are there swords and
They do
vomit?
look like swords.
Is that an unopened cutlery package from Target? That is ridiculous.
That's not a sword. That is not a sword, Green.
That's cutlery.
No,
What the hell is
bogus.
wrong with you, Grieves?
Guys. This is bad. This is really bad.
Of course this is bad. You're telling me. Everyone grab a sword. I'm not going to grab a
Don't touch those
Don't
things.
touch
Don't
those
touch those
I'm not
things.
gra-
Don't touch the swords.
Fritz, no, don't. No.
No.
It's just a little puke. What are you worried about?
Hey,
These are like Japanese samurai swords. This could be bad. This could be really bad. Have you never heard about the Muramasa Cursed Swords?
No, I haven't.
what?
Tell us about that.
Okay,
That shit,
so
yeah.
all right. Well, let's talk about it a little bit. The spirituality and the swordsmanship have always been inextricably linked in their practice in Japanese culture. After all, Bushido, which is the art of swordsmanship, is lauded as one of the most revered practices of the Zen arts. There's many of these, and generally when we think of these, there's the big 7 there. That includes like archery, flower arranging, calligraphy, anime, etc., amongst others. Through disciplined repetition, this ingrains a reflexary state into the swordsman, allowing their actions to exist in a state of mushin no shin, or mind without mind.
Mushin notion.
That come with eel sauce.
no shin. There was a Zen master named Takuan Soho
Motion lotion.
who was quoted as saying,
That's perfect.
he was quoted as saying, "The mind must always be in the state of flowing, for when it stops anywhere, that means the flow is interrupted, and it is in this interruption that it is injurious to the well-being of the mind. And in the case of the swordsman, it means death." End quote. So these sacred philosophies are even translated into the process of the blacksmith when they're forging a blade. Swordsmith, they employed ritualized practices in their workshops, including prayer and purification on a daily basis. So the soul of the smith is then imbued into these deadly creations, and his every action could be interpreted as a religious act. And with that in mind, many scholars, they consider Muramasa Sengo to be perhaps the second greatest swordsmith of all time that ever lived in Japan.
So this sword has an extra sensory dimension. It exists in this bloodthirsty plane, the physical plane. It's got a meta mental state of its own where it's trying to kill people.
It has a spirit. It has a fighting spirit
Intense.
or a religious
Where did they
state.
get the spirits? Are they human spirits or are they from another place?
It's from the swordsmith
Valid.
themselves.
Valid.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
they give a part of their soul
Themselves
into it.
into it.
Damn.
Yes. Muramasa Sengo, he was considered to be perhaps the second greatest swordsmith to have ever lived in Japan, which his works were only eclipsed by that of Masamune Goro or Soshu. Muramasa, he lived during the Muromachi period in the 14th to 16th centuries. His earliest known works were seen to have appeared around 1501, but his school that he established continued for 2 centuries. But his own personal works were seen to go on as late as the end of the 16th century in the Ise province, which is south central Japan, close to where Edo or Tokyo is now. So rumors and legends, they surround the life and the works of Muramasa Sengo. For starters, he was extremely feared by all of his peers and those in the community around him. He was reputed to be completely insane, with mood swings that lended themselves into violent outbursts.
What could
And
go
he
wrong?
would injure people around him, no matter who it was.
Whoa. Okay.
A small character flaw.
But he was also considered to be a great craftsman. His swords were known for their sharpness. They were prized for how strong and sharp they were. And it was also reputed that he would obsessively pray over them while he was forging them for them to be, quote-unquote, great destroyers. Not a great combo. So,
Yeah, but it's great for like the Imperial Army of Japan.
If you want to win.
Yeah.
well,
Like, come on.
We're going to use swords and God.
We'll take
And
what we can
What
get.
else do you need?
Why wouldn't you want God in your corner?
everybody has God
Well,
in their corner.
every single war that's
Every
ever been
team.
fought were by people that thought they had God in their corner.
That is
That's
true,
how
yeah.
war works.
Yeah, that's true.
Now we understand.
Yeah, but not everyone had an insane swordsman like just toiling away in the
Razor
forge
sharp.
or whatever, just making razor sharp destroyers.
And that's exactly how the legend goes. It said that his madness and his bloodlust are tempered into the very steel that he wrought.
Yes.
So that these swords became cursed with this unquenchable thirst for death. And this is evident with all the tales that arose from these blades. That they would impel their masters into berserker fits in the midst of battle. That their wielders, that they would hear the calling of the blades in the night for satisfaction. And that they would be incensed to commit murder to quiet them.
I feel like I smell a metal song coming on. Like we need
somewhere.
to, like,
Really?
somewhere,
It's-
just like
it's
an
about-
entire project.
I mean,
right? Like-
there's an entire metal song happening while
Right.
he's talking in the ether, waiting to coalesce.
Can't you just hear in the background the whole time?
Yeah.
He's like telling this story.
Gaiju vs. Toddler presents the Muramasa Blades.
And then this little whippoorwill just little calls out, and then soul sucking.
Right into it. We all were hearing it.
Yeah.
We all heard
Yeah.
it. We all heard
I just
it
had
anyway.
to sing it.
It was uncanny.
I'm sorry.
Right
It is
into-
also rumored that these blades, they must shed blood before being sheathed back in their scabbards, or the demand may fall upon the head of the owner, driving them to commit suicide. And yet, if these blades were treated correctly and they were appeased, their master would be blessed with swordsman skills of a preternatural kind. They would become stronger, faster, impervious to damage or immune to pain, and just be the ultimate warrior.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
brother.
That was Macho Man, not the Ultimate Warrior, but go ahead.
But then, the cost of this was high. Many of these swords would eventually turn on their masters, injuring them or causing the wielder to attack friends and family as well as foe when in the thrall of the sword's evil nature. There are also many stories of owners of Muramasa blades being consumed by madness, and perhaps they ended their own lives in order to escape them as a last resort.
You ever wonder how much of that is just like they were the owner of this sword, so clearly they had to do a lot of killing, and then it was just a guy like at the end of his life, like, man, I've killed with this thing, like,
Man, I've killed an
I've
entire
killed a lot.
family.
Like maybe I should just kind of stop doing that.
And then I can will this to my son. He's going to make way more off the sword. When he
Right,
hears, like,
exactly.
The sword made
The sword
my dad kill himself.
Yeah, exactly. Spooky sword.
I smell
a million yen.
Yeah, I smell a Darren Aronofsky movie.
Ah.
So these infamous accounts, when combined with the exquisite craftsmanship of these swords,
Sure.
made the demand for Muramasa blades very high. and especially when it came to those who opposed the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate. This was also known as the Edo period, which is now the capital Tokyo. This was the last incarnation of the feudal system in Japan. It was established in 1603 by Tokugawa Ieyasu, and it ended with the Meiji Restoration in 1868. So, as the story goes, in 1535, Kiyoyasu, grandfather to Ieyasu, he was struck down, cut in half by his retainer who had been trapped in a murderous trance.
Christ.
Abe Masatoyo.
Really?
And in this case, your retainer would be like your overlord,
Your master. So
Right,
samurais were employed by the retainer,
Correct.
and if one
Nothing
was
to do with your dental appliance.
no,
Right,
not
no,
at all.
no.
Yeah, oh, that would be much more.
Retainer
He
went
was
nuts,
almost
sliced me
murdered by
right
his
in half,
retainer,
bro.
but he dropped it into the trash.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't think they had teeth back then.
No. Teeth didn't come
No,
till way
no.
later.
They just didn't have retainers for
They
this.
didn't have
Listen
teeth.
to the mini-sode. They'll tell you when we got teeth.
And so this retainer that cut him down was using a blade that was forged by Muramasa Sengo. And then 10 years later, in 1545, Matsudaira Hirotada, Ieyasu's father, he was also attacked and killed by his retainer, Iwamatsu Hachiya, who wielded none other than a Muramasa blade.
Damn it, are you kidding me?
There are other reports, though, that he may have been murdered at the hands of his vassals in 1549.
What is that? What does
Also-
that
What's a
mean?
vassal?
Vassal, and
like your people.
when you're a feudal lord, you have vassals.
Your
They're
feudal
like
people.
serfs. They're the people.
Oh,
your
okay.
underlings.
The people that you
Yeah.
get when you become a feudal lord. Like,
Yeah,
those are
when
my people
when
right
people
now.
say my people will call your people, those
That's
are
who
those
they mean.
people,
Those
the
are the
vassals.
vassals.
Yeah, you call
Oh,
them.
vassals, of course.
Not a
Yes.
thing that runs
And there's
through
going
your
to
arms and
be
legs.
a good number of people that said, "Wait a minute, what's a surf?"
Yeah, okay.
Same
It's
thing.
like when you're at the beach.
Everybody's going
and, like,
safe.
Exactly.
And you're hanging 10.
But then the story continues on
Boy, that's
throughout
impressive.
his family, and it just there was purporting rumors that perhaps the Tokugawa family itself had become cursed by the blades of Muramasa. So Ieyasu himself was injured badly by his own wakizashi that he wore. Wakizashi is a short samurai blade as opposed to the katana, the full long blade.
When they got the two cool ones
They have the
crossed.
two. That was
Yeah.
actually, you were known,
You
you were a
got it
proper
going on.
samurai if you
Right.
had the two blades.
Otherwise, you're just fronting.
You just
Yeah,
front.
you're just
Right.
trying to
Well,
play.
samurai blades were a precious thing. They could cost as much as an entire farm.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Yeah.
But you can't grow anything.
You-
on them.
well, no, except for death.
Yeah.
That's just really bad
And that's
family
not really a
planning.
growth of
Yeah.
any kind.
No.
Well, son, we have an entire farm, or we can give you the sword. What do you think?
I'll take the sword.
There you go. On to your world, son.
Any self-respecting kid would be like, whoa, badass.
Look at the new sheet of the maker's mark.
The choice will always be sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the modern day. Would you like to own this bank or this bitchin' Camaro?
It's a 92? Hell yeah.
Muramasa Camaro. All right.
There we go.
But, again, this blade was also of a Muramasa make. In 1579, Ieyasu's son, Nobuyasu, he was suspected of an assassination plot of Oda Nobunaga, one of the two major ruling warlords of the time, and he was sentenced to perform seppuku, or ritualistic suicide. This is the practice of committing harikiri, where you basically disembowel yourself with a sword in a horizontal cut, followed by a vertical cut.
Really?
But as was the custom, if you are not unable to finish the task, you have a second ready with a katana to behead you.
Yep.
Right.
Which is right neighborly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Put me out of my misery.
Yeah.
It means they went through some iterations of the process where they're like, you know what, we should have another dude here.
Just in case.
Let me get this. Like, another guy would make this way
Right.
cleaner.
This ceremony is taking way too long.
The one guy just goes, kill me! And his assistant goes, I don't know, man. I don't know if
should
that's...
I?
Yeah.
Do that is like cool.
God, I mean, this seems really bad. I mean, I understand why we're doing this, but oh God, we really need, can we have a meeting about this on Thursday? I mean, that sounds.
Evaluate this process.
Yeah, I mean, it just. I mean, I liked the whole idea of the Harry Carry,
very
but this seems a
ceremonial.
little messy.
Let's form a committee. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, this should be good.
Get some plastic.
But as Nobuyasu was unable to finish the ritual, his second performed the beheading and, of course, was wielding that of a Muramasa blade.
Oh my
Of course
god.
it was.
These things are pretty badass.
The stories continue.
There's
Yeah.
more?
There are more. So after the defeat of Ishido and Konishi in Kicho, Ieyasu heard tell of one of his generals at this decisive battle putting the blade of his own Yara through the head of another general. That's basically a Japanese spear.
Okay.
Man.
And he
Gonna
heard
leave
that
a
this
mark.
blade was so sharp, he wanted to examine it himself. And inevitably, he cut himself on it and was the tale goes that he said out loud, "This can surely be none other than a Muramasa blade." And when examined, indeed it was.
These things are
And it
everywhere.
bore the maker's mark of
They're
Muramasa
literally
His
blade.
last words
everywhere.
were, "No, son of a."
Him and
So
Homer.
how much of this was just a guy who's really good at making swords and made a lot of swords, and then Japanese feudal lords being dicks and killing their own
Yeah.
vassals with the swords?
But for one person's family
I
and
guess
all
that-
of their
well, that makes
friends to
sense.
be struck down by these same blades,
one line of-
even the
It's
last
kinda
straw
weird.
was his own wife was executed with a Muramasa blade as well, and that
Wow.
led to him banning all Muramasa blades. He would not allow any of his samurai to carry them, and in the city they were banned under the penalty of death.
Wow.
So dudes would walk up to you and say, "Let me see your sword."
Yeah, they would examine the maker's mark on the
What
hilt
clubs
of
do
the
you go
blade.
to?
Right,
Show
if
me
you were
your
carrying
dagger.
swords, that you could be stopped.
That's a very efficient club cast. Tell me where it is. Because I never go there.
Let me see your sword. I want to see the maker's mark on that sword.
All right, sure.
Could it be considered
Okay.
that to use one of those blades would be sympathy for the it's so sharp and so wonderful? If you're going to have to be beheaded by one, or you might as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
In
that
other
would
words,
make-
it would be a tip of the hat to you. Otherwise, I use a big butter knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Tip of the hat.
It's probably super heavy and sharp as a razor blade.
You see the head floating off and twirling away, going, "Why, thank you. That was wonderful, delightful."
In fact, I can still see myself. This is where I can see my house from here.
Did I lose weight? This is great.
I'm tethered.
Well, that brings up actually on the other end of the spectrum, perhaps considered the greatest sword maker in Japan was Masamune Goro, whose blades almost had the opposite effect. He was considered almost a saint. If you did not have ill intent and someone tried to strike you with one of his blades, it was reported that it would not cut you.
Nice.
There's a famous story
blades.
between
They bruise you.
a Muramasa blade and a Masamune blade, both being tipped upside down and submerged into a river, and they were trying to judge whose blade was of the finer quality. And all of the leaves that ran through the river were attracted to and ran through Muramasa's blade, and yet they were deflected by Masamune's blades. But they judged Masamune's blade to be the superior because it had no intent to kill on its own.
Or that blade's a pussy.
That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I mean,
blade
let's admit
doesn't
it.
need to kill things to
No,
prove
you're
how
a
badass
blade,
it is.
yo.
I'm
What
not.
sharp
Obviously,
dude.
it's a
Sharp,
blade.
man, and I'm
Takes
trying
the
to
higher
interpret it.
road.
Exactly.
Listen,
Blade.
I want a blade that only cuts when it wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
How you wake up in a bad morning and you're not going to cut? I need you to cut today.
with my fucking luck, I get like a chef's knife that's a vegan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right, yeah,
It's like
exactly.
those ribs. Fuck you.
You know, just massage him.
It just curves up and goes,
Nah,
Why, you squirrely.
You moody knife. You
don't make me sharpen you.
I'm just saying, you don't want to pick up a weird, spooky sword.
Yeah.
If you don't know where it came from,
that's
especially
Well,
if
we
it's
do
of
know
a
where it
Japanese
came
maker.
from.
It
That's
came
what's
from the
fucked up.
butler's stomach.
It came from Greaves' stomach.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not good.
Angela, we have some serious things we need to talk about. Okay, can we take a little break and then get back into this? Greaves is gone. I don't even know where he went.
Hopefully, he went to go get a mop to mop up his fucking puke,
A
man.
big mop.
That would be great. So let's take a little break. You're listening to Fort Fritz. Welcome back to Fort Fritz. We have a lot of very serious questions directed mainly at Angela concerning our new
Hi.
butler Greaves.
Because you know this guy.
Listen, he's going superhuman over
He's
here.
a
Like,
machine.
Acting
he's
like
cleaning up
Weirdo.
all of the damn swords.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He did throw them up.
All
So
right.
to be
He's
fair,
moving like a human Roomba.
So at the amusement park, he used to swallow the swords.
Oh, okay. So he's
Yeah, but no, that's not swallowing swords. Is like I think the world champion does like 14 or so. I think his name was Eric. But they
Lovely guy.
They just then they put them out. They don't put them inside. They don't swallow them
the
like
handles
into
and
hold
everything.
them. Yeah, and hold them because that was like 24.
Well, he's a very literal guy. I don't know what to tell ya.
literally.
Yes,
Obviously.
He does.
Wow.
And no more cutting remarks from you.
He's got puns for days, this guy.
Literal on the
I am
pond.
the
Boom,
full
boom.
package, my friend.
All right. A
Yeah.
punny butler.
That's right.
He's not that sharp, though.
Another comment from
Look at
one of
that.
mine.
very nice.
Yes, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Why do you not
Yeah,
like him?
what's
What's the
up?
beef?
He doesn't like schmutzy. I don't trust people who don't like
then,
cats.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
I can't
what's
help it that I'm allergic. It's nothing but schmutzy.
Well-
I just don't care for sneezing and water in my eyeballs and this and that.
That's not Schmutzy's fault. You have a weak immune system. So.
Yeah, it's true, Angela. I mean, that's kind of.
What am I supposed to do here?
Okay, guys.
You're an
I'm
immunist.
trying to keep this place
Yeah.
nice, and
That
you
is
guys
so
just
offensive. I
barge
hate
in.
immunists.
Well,
Tell me more.
Now, see, I love that damn cat. He hates me.
Yeah.
She, sorry.
Totally hates you.
No.
Well, first of all, you don't know our sex. That would make me hate you too.
Easy.
Yeah, wait. No,
Did you assume that cat's gender? Call back.
Get the
Get the cat.
All right, come
the
here,
cat-
Schmutzy.
that-
Okay, God, thank God.
Be careful. They don't like being spooked. They don't like being scared. Hold on, everyone. Be calm.
Okay.
It's just taking a pee. It's just taking a pee. They used to always look around the room like that. It's really weird.
Yeah,
it's
the,
really, really
the
weird.
1,000-yard stare. Yeah.
Yeah, the 1,000-yard
You're
stare.
making me paranoid.
Well, there's something else for you to clean up, Greaves.
Yes.
Oh, the guy's actually
you're
doing
just-
spot
you're just getting right on this, then.
Oh, look at that. It's already gone. It's already gone. It's like magic. It's
This
amazing.
guy is really good.
Wait
at
a
his
minute.
job.
Wait a minute. You said you destroyed the entire place last night.
Yeah.
And then. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he cleaned it up.
This guy
It's
just does
me,
that. That's what
all
he
right?
does. That's what he does.
I'm
How
that
do you
good.
guys think the place stays together? What's wrong with you?
I thought you were just a really good housekeeper.
I thought you were a great
I'm not a
roommate.
housekeeper.
Hey guys, you need snacks!
Yay!
Snacks!
What type of snacks we
I
got
was
going
wondering
on
what that
here?
smell was. What is that?
Looks like a shrimp scampi.
Oh, yeah.
There's
yeah.
shrimp scampi left over?
No,
All
see, I
right.
thought I ate all of it. So did you go grocery shopping as well? Crazy bastard. I
That
love
is-
this
Whoa,
bastard.
This guy's
It's
starting
a
to
kooky
grow on
bastard.
me a
It's
little
on
bit.
swords.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
That's not a good idea, guys.
That's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea.
Be careful, they're very sharp.
Hear me out, guys.
They might be a particular blade.
I think I want shrimp scampi more than I don't mind this thing cutting off my
We
fingers.
just talked about this. We
me
literally
out.
just
Are they
talked
the
about
same
this.
swords that, like,
These
ejected
are
from this man's
sucking
bowels?
swords, and you just want to slap your face on them.
Shrimp scampi.
Okay,
Can I-
well, wait a minute, hold on.
Here.
Let's think about this butter.
Try one. Try
Garlic?
one, just one.
Let me just walk over
Don't-
here.
Yeah, just one.
Don't.
Let me just do it.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. No,
take it off the
okay, hold on, stop. Are you going to put that sword in your mouth?
Why would I do that?
I know what he's thinking. But are you going to put that sword in your mouth?
Don't do it.
why would I do that? I was just going to pick it up from the blade.
Oh, he'll
Okay,
do it. He'll
you
do
don't have
it.
to even-
Oh.
That's that's a sharp sword.
that's the whole end of his finger.
And the garlic burns on its own. The garlic and the
man.
soul sucking together. You
No,
know?
No.
Finger blood all over the scampi.
The butter would be good for it.
Up, Schmutzy's got it.
Yeah.
Butter is good for cuts?
Yeah, it's good for
Schmutzy's taking
everything.
off with the
Is
tip
there
of your
anything
finger.
butter can't do?
I don't
No.
know that you're gonna get that back.
That thing really hurts.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
You
That's
might need
bleeding.
to
That's
wrap that
bleeding
up.
quite a bit.
You're
Come
gonna
on,
need to wrap that up.
We gotta get
I'm
like
You're on the
a Band-Aid
food.
or something, or some Bactine or something.
I'm
This is
okay.
extremely unsanitary.
I think I'll be fine.
I don't think you're going to be
I
fine.
think I see the bone.
Ooh.
Guys, this
Yeah.
scampi is really good. My God, so good.
What are you doing?
He's sucking the bone.
Well, I'm still gonna eat the shrimp scampi I got.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with what are you doing with the sword?
I mean, you know, the shrimp scampi was really good.
It
What
looks
kind
good.
of sauce did you put that in? Because I want to lick that.
It's
No,
not
no,
the
no,
sword.
Don't lick
No. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay, no.
I should not.
You should not lick a sword.
Listen,
You might cut like the corners of your mouth or so. You know, you
Do
might.
it. Do it.
It's not good. I mean, obviously, you've never heard the story of the Slit-Mouthed Woman.
So I can smile forever.
Doesn't sound as pleasant
dead
as you
means
want.
forever. Yes, and yes, that does mean forever.
I don't like this.
So, in Japan, there's a story of the Slit-Mouthed Woman. As the story goes, a woman named, and I'm gonna brutalize this, Kuchisake-onna.
Sounded great.
She was married to a man who had some issues, shall we say, maybe some bipolar, maybe some schizophrenia, but he seemed like a good man. And as they were together, his mania progressed to the point where he said that the voices in his head said that he needs to murder
Oh, that's not good.
strangers, anyone. And he began to abuse her. And as this relationship continued, she looked for love elsewhere. and she started seeing a man behind his back. He found out, and things weren't good. He attacked her brutally when he found out that she was cheating on him and knocked her out. She woke up completely bound head to foot, not able to move at all. And he started yelling at her while holding a giant pair of scissors. And he said, "Does he make you happy? Does he make you smile?" And then he took the scissors and cut her mouth from ear to ear, creating a huge, gaping, horrific smile. And then yelled at her, "Who's gonna think you're pretty now?"
Jesus.
Oh.
Once the rush of murder faded, he realized what he had done. And he took the giant scissors and he plunged them into his own chest and killed himself.
Very Elliott Smith-esque.
Nice reference. That I don't get.
Yeah, we already went over that. You don't know who Elliott Smith is? That's mad weird.
Yeah. So here's the thing. She is now said to prowl, and this started in feudal Japan, and then continued and resurfaced, shall we say, in the 70s. And into the 80s, it got even more prevalent because of the whole people wearing the surgical masks because of fear of flu. And actually, it's not even the fear of flu. Most of the time they wear it because if they have the flu, they wear it to protect you.
Right.
Us in America, what the hell does that mean?
Well, also, I think their pollution is the worst in the world, isn't it?
No, you're thinking China. In China, it's
okay.
really, in China, you need like a gas mask to get through some of the big cities. But they're working on it better than we are. Back to the story. And so now she can hide in plain sight. She is out seeking victims, and she just looks like a beautiful Japanese woman wearing a trench coat with a surgical mask on. And when she finds a victim, she corners them. She asks them, "Am I pretty?" And before they can answer,
Oh, she does one of those like big Bugs Bunny reveals. It's like, oh my!
Way more terrifying.
That's sad. You just did the entire Tex Avery on me.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
all of the
everything.
eyes were going out at the very end.
Put your tongue back in your mouth.
But so before you can even answer, "Am I pretty?" she rips off the mask, revealing her gaping wound face, and says, "Am I pretty now?" Ooh. And you have to answer.
Oh,
And so if you answer yes, she pulls out her giant scissors and cuts your face ear to ear just like hers.
wow. What if you say no?
She walks away.
Seriously?
Oh, that's so creepy, man. I just got goosebumps.
It makes sense.
And then she follows you home,
Oh no.
watching your every move, and then kills you in your sleep.
I take the sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
I
there
don't want to know about it.
are a few ways they say you can confuse her.
Maybe.
One is by like saying something like, "Do you think I'm pretty?"
Oh.
Question within a question. A question.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Answer a question
Like,
with a question.
or what
chicks
is
love that.
pretty?
Pull a Socrates
What is
on her.
pretty? And hope.
What chair?
Yeah. Is chair pretty? That can at best get her just to pause for a minute. Or you can just whip money and candy at her. Money and candy. Just whip money and candy right at
There's
her.
a lot of people right there.
Yeah, just
a lot of people.
Bah!
I wouldn't mind that.
That's pretty easy.
And so, and hopefully she'll bend down to pick it up, or she'll ponder the question you gave her. But she's also super fast and super strong, so you're still probably screwed.
Wow.
And there's one tale of a kid that she said, "Am I pretty?" And before she revealed the mask, he turned around and ran, but she grabbed his head, turned it 180 degrees. He dropped to the ground, was laying there until the paramedics showed up, and his last words were, "The Slit-Mouthed Woman."
Why would it be the woman who attacks people and not the guy with the scissors who did the horrific thing in the first? Like, why is she the malevolent
Because
spirit?
she didn't deserve it.
Right.
Yeah, but why would she go inflict it on other people who don't deserve it?
Because, I mean, seriously, if someone did that to you, you'd be like, okay, someone else is going to do this shit as well.
You would go find
know?
other crazy scissors guys to inflict your vengeance upon.
Like some big crazy scissor guy club?
I mean, you know.
I wonder why it was candy.
Yeah, well, because, I mean, she's...
Everybody likes candy.
Because her tongue is
Candy,
so
yeah.
exposed. It just, candy just probably just, like, hits her like acid. It's just like,
Probably.
Yeah,
Would gum count?
she really likes.
She couldn't chew it.
Yeah.
She couldn't chew it. She was like,
Or her teeth, her jaw's
just
fine.
falls
It's
right
just like-
out.
She really likes wax lips.
Because then she'd go to a bar. She'd go to a bar like, totally not a slit-mouthed woman over here.
Yeah, pay no attention to my slits.
Now, there is one person that has met the slit-mouthed woman and survived.
Who?
His name was Chance. And Chance was going through a forest that his mother told him to stay away because of the danger of the slit-mouthed woman. So, of course, Chance, being a little fuckhead he is, went through the forest.
Goes without
Old
saying.
chance.
And so while he's going, all of a sudden the slit-mouthed woman appeared. She gazed down at him and asked him, "Am I pretty?" And as she is about to remove the mask, Chance grabbed the cross on his chest and he chanted the devil's curse.
Whoa, that took a turn.
The curse is, I banish you to the shadow of death. I corrupt you to the netherworld from which no one has come from. Into the dirt no being should ever cross. And at that moment, 3 giant demonic hands appeared from the earth and grabbed the slit-mouthed woman.
CGI.
Totally. Michael Bay was in the background going, that's some good
More
shit.
explosions.
That's some good shit. And as the hands were dragging the slit-mouthed women down to the ground, other hands started to grab at Chance and tried to pull him down with her into hell.
Yep.
Ain't happening.
He was lucky enough to grab a tree because you'd be crazy not to grab a tree if you're being drugged down to hell. So he grabs a tree and he is pulled away. As the slit-mouthed woman is being dragged into the ground, she looks at him, stares him in the eyes, and says, I will be back, and I will tear you to pieces. And the legend is that eventually the slit-mouthed woman is going to return to Japan, but she's not going to be in her original form. She's not going to look like an attractive woman with a deformity. She's going to be a half-desiccated corpse with her face hanging off the side, but still looking for victims.
Damn, that is evil as hell.
At
I
least
feel
you'll be able
bad.
to recognize her, though.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
bad for.
thank you.
You can pick her out. Well, you can pick her out, but not among zombies.
No.
So what I'm saying is you really should lick that fucking scimitar right there, buddy.
Okay. You want to? Yeah.
Look, he just goes for it.
No.
He just goes for it.
It's
right
This
there.
guy, I love this guy for that.
Hesitate.
I love this guy
Hesitate.
for that.
Oh, yeah, that's good sauce.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's totally worth it.
It was good. It was good.
Is that some delicious soul-sucking sauce?
I saw him run his tongue along that blade. That's not a cut.
Grieves, was that like a limonade? It was like a garlic limonade.
Yes, it is a little special concoction I came up with long ago.
You have to give him that recipe. You simply must. I
Well,
insist.
you might cajole it out of me later.
Okay, I would love to. I don't know what that means, but I got a dictionary. Let me look it up.
Innuendo
Look it up.
floating around
You're
this
just
recipe.
carrying around a
What
dictionary?
did you say? Jewelry? No,
No, a C, not a K.
I can't find anything.
That's a casserole.
Coachella.
Coachella.
Oh, casserole. Yeah, I would love a casserole. That'd be great.
Oh, God, that
Yeah,
sounds
absolutely.
delicious. We didn't have any
Scampi
burritos this week, so casserole sounds great.
I mean, there is plenty of scampi here, but I'm still not going to get down with that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, scampi casserole, that's like... leftover seafood never works.
Bomb and
No,
ghost swords,
never.
no thank you.
Angela, I'm feeling really weird now. Do you think the soul sucking sword now has my soul in it?
Oh, probably.
I'm gonna take a little break. I need to drink some cold water, and I need to go outside and look up.
You mean some gravy water?
No, I need cold water.
I don't think there's any
No.
cold water. There is no cold water.
Here's
There's
some
nothing-
brake fluid.
We have beer,
Same
don't
thing.
we?
Oh, God, yeah, we have
Oh, there's plenty of that.
No, it's fine.
What did I say?
I have no idea.
Well, I meant beer.
I only heard beer.
Oh.
Take a little break, okay?
All right.
You're listening to Fort Fritz. I just need to go outside. Hello, welcome back to this crazy Fort Fritz.
Nutty.
Yep.
We don't really know what's going on with these swords, with these cursed Japanese
Scampy.
swords.
Cursed Scampy.
We've got this
There's the name.
Slit-Mouthed Woman that's absolutely terrifying. She's the thing of nightmares. We have Grieves. What the hell is a Grieves?
Also a thing of nightmares.
He's disturbing.
He's a butler
crazy.
who does everything, and he fixes flooring and roofs.
I
probably.
can do it all.
Like
Really?
really well and
Man
really
for all.
quick.
Really
yeah.
crazy.
You know what else he can do?
What's that?
He has like different dialects. He's crazy.
Really?
Yes.
Is it like
Yes.
multiple personalities?
You're
Yes.
like crazy,
Who knows?
crazy?
No,
Crazy. Look at him.
I should say so, sir.
Is that necessary?
I can be this kind of Grieves if you pretend.
We
that
have
that's
multiple
important.
Grieves.
Oh my god, he's programmable.
That's so awesome.
You know, out of all my friends,
y'all doing here?
That's probably the one that came with the house.
I
That's the
came
one
with the
that came-
house right here. That's what's happening.
I should say so, sir.
This crazy albino
Jake-
Butler Grieves is so
Yeah.
awesome.
He just-
I'm suffering from pink eye.
we can't tell. You're an albino.
you guys totally like him.
You just met the guy.
What's not to like?
He's been keeping the house very clean.
Yeah.
He's the total
Why should we
package.
fear this guy? Why
Don't
are you
look
not
at my
digging on
package.
this?
He's creepy. He doesn't like the cat.
Yeah.
And he's like
Okay, I
my
have to agree
least
on that.
favorite of all the people who
Who
are
likes
here.
the cat here?
All the
A
people?
show of hands. Who
Yeah.
likes the cat?
No, I'm Team Schmutzy over here.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
also on Team
over here.
Schmutzy. I like
I
the
only
cat.
see 2 hands.
I am too, but I
That
don't.
hand's a whopper, but three.
I don't know
All
if
right, we
he's
got
gonna
3.
attack me again every time I say his name.
See what I'm saying?
Really, Nick Spry?
My hands are occupied grabbing some of this scampi.
That guy is deep into that. He's almost elbow deep in
It's
Scampy
really
right
good.
now.
He's
It's
elbow
really
deep in
creepy.
that
It's really good.
It's staining your arms. The garlic sauce is staining your arms.
It's all right. Shmushy's licking it off.
Oh,
I'll get in there too.
Remember that
likes
much-
it for
Even though
something.
garlic is
Butter.
really bad for
Yeah,
cats,
don't
it's
do
totally
that.
poisonous.
Oh,
It's awesome.
good.
Hey! You need to watch this guy, Angela. Well, I guess you probably have been for a long time.
No, I don't.
That's not happening on my watch,
I
sir.
would never kill the cat.
He's not going anywhere near.
I mean,
Oh, I don't trust that laugh.
I do. I do like. How
He's
he's
sort of a
happy.
funny little plotsy kind
Thank
of
you
character.
very
Like
much.
he's cute.
He's making me laugh. I like him. He's
I think
funny.
Grieves came from Sunland. I'm convinced.
What?
What is Sunland?
Oh, I do know a little
Sunland.
bit about Sunland.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, Felix mentioned that in the right here on page 6. But the rest of the paragraph is blotted out. It looks like a liquid hit it. And can you tell us about this?
It's
you
the only place in Florida that scares the crap out of me.
you
What's-
think Grieves is from Sunland?
What's the name? Okay, what is the name of this place?
It's called Sunland Mental Facilities.
What?
So, around 1952, a new series of state-of-the-art tuberculosis hospitals opened and were named W.T. Edward Tuberculosis Hospitals in honor of an important figure in the state's healthcare industry, aka he gave a lot of money to
Yeah,
hospitals.
absolutely. Yeah.
So a total of 12 tuberculosis hospitals were built all over the state of Florida, including Tallahassee, Miami, Mariana, Tampa, and Orlando. Tampa.
Tampa. I think you opened up for that hospital.
Actually, that was in Orlampa.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So all the buildings were built the same, 5 floors, and were very long and thin structures. So basically, it was like just long hallways, very thin hallways, nowhere to hide, just long hallways that would branch off from like a
Why
main
would you need to
building.
hide in the tuberculosis hospital?
Oh, you'll figure
okay.
it out.
It was designed into the hospital, and here's where the patients will hide
never
from their
hide.
terrors.
Longer corridors.
All right.
More corridors.
This is a hiding nook.
Oh, I got your nook for you right here.
In the morning, it's a breakfast nook.
It's great.
After the afternoon, it's a total hiding from terror
You're
nook.
having
Yeah,
a very
well-
high-end party and people want to hide. Yes.
You guys won't be laughing once I tell you why.
Ooh,
Probably
I
tell
Right?
me.
don't like that.
So the thought was at the time that the fresh air was the best treatment for tuberculosis. So each building had a crazy amount of windows opened by cranks. The 2 locations you hear most about are the locations in Tallahassee and Orlando. And what you usually hear about is a history of abuse, neglect, and torture.
Hilarious.
Before it all went down, the hospitals had a great reputation for tuberculosis treatments. However, by 1969, development of antibiotics to treat tuberculosis had been very successful, and all of the W.T. Edwards tuberculosis hospital locations had been closed.
Okay.
So, most of the hospitals were eventually converted into mental health facilities under the name Sunland Mental Hospital, or Sunland Centers, or later, Sunnyland. And this is when things got bad.
Okay, because Sunnyland is what I've heard from Central Florida lore.
Sunland.
Yeah. Have you not heard that?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds
Okay,
horrifying.
it wasn't Sunland, it was Sunnyland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that nickname, was that familiar only to the Central Florida location, or was it
actually-
all over?
Both the Orlando and the Tallahassee were known as Sunnyland.
Okay.
Both of them had that reputation of having a lot of issues in their facilities. So these Sunland centers cared for mentally and physically disabled adults and children, specializing mostly in children. And at first the centers did well, but as soon as even a year in, mostly due to understaffing and lack of funds, things started going really bad. There were many stories of mistreatment of children who were either too young or too mentally handicapped to defend themselves and report the abuse. Electroshock, straitjacket restraints, and surgical lobotomies were accepted treatments at the time.
For tuberculosis or for
This is after they switched over
converted
from
them
TB.
into mental hospitals.
So this was after 1969?
Correct.
Okay, so from 52 to 69, it was a TB clinic.
Correct.
And then it converted
converted into mental health facilities.
like a recess of whatever the hell they wanted to do on these patients.
We've got these beds. We can tie people down. Let's
Basically,
make it work.
if there was somebody that no one wanted to deal with, they kind of dropped them off at these. And some rumors even accused the staff of euthanasia, like what you use with dogs and cats and other animals.
Right.
But like many mysteries surrounding Sunnyland, the truth will probably never be known. The most infamous facility for patient neglect was the Sunland location in Tallahassee, actually, which not only suffered from severe staff shortages, but also significant deterioration of the actual building itself. So it just started like crumbling, and they didn't ever fix it. They just kept
Why would
treating
you?
patients.
Dilapidated.
They won't
It didn't
notice.
matter.
You're crazy.
There's no one making any money. There's no one
Medication
working.
time. Come to the
Yes.
morning pit. Medication time.
They should have hired me.
See, this guy, he makes
got-
me laugh. He
yeah,
does
well,
make me laugh.
It's a
It
pretty
is funny.
somber moment, but he
Kids are
definitely
really
brought some levity.
obsessed with
Yeah.
him.
Thank you.
Anyway, an investigation was conducted in the 1970s after reports of abuse and neglect ranging from getting bitten by rodents and pests to physical beatings and possible rapes.
Jesus Christ.
Specifically, the Orlando Sunnyland Center investigations found that over 400 patients had gastric feeding tubes and were being fed a cereal-like gruel 3 times a day.
Oh, through a tube?
Yeah.
Like cereal through a tube. They don't even
Right.
liquefy it.
No, cereal-
It's like
Like,
crunchy
just
bits.
crunchy gruel. They described it as gruel. And they also showed the facility was maintaining unsafe surgical areas and used short-term doctor authorizations to administer treatments on a long-term basis.
That's insane.
So a floor aide who bathed, fed, and dressed patients for about 2 years recalled that for 2 weeks after I went to work there, I couldn't sleep because of what I saw there. Everybody who worked there saw neglect, whether they admitted it or not. The state never gave us enough money. So people were seeing this happening.
Yeah, PTSD, and then over time, it's
Yeah.
almost like the Nazi SS guard mentality of, well, this is standard protocol. Let's continue doing what we
Correct.
know.
Yep.
Nothing gets done.
And patients who survived, which I don't even know how, survived years later of some locations were called waking up to rats on their chests and in their beds.
God.
That's kind of cool. I mean, you know, you got
Yeah,
little buddies.
it's not
got
like
little
it's-
furry buddies with you.
This is not the movie Ben.
So I don't even know if this group even still exists, but groups like the Association for Retarded Citizens stepped in and began speaking out against institutions like Sunland, which often treated its patients as subhuman, subjecting them to a variety of treatments that were considered cruel. By 1983, all locations had been closed. After these facilities closed, because of the rumors of all the torture and death that plagued these buildings in their later years, they became popular for ghost hunters. It's one of the most popular places to go.
Yeah.
What is that called? Urban Explorers?
Explorers.
Yeah. So in the reports, it was stated, specifically this is Tallahassee, even though there were no electricity in the building, the lights would turn themselves on and off for no reason. It had a basement where a morgue was, which that's super
Whoa.
disturbing.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
You know, come on. You got to
And in the
plan
morgue,
for everything.
and in the morgue, they would hear moaning sounds.
Well, so this was zoned. I guess this was zoned as a hospital.
Correct.
So you, I think, legally have to have a morgue if you might be treating people's end of life.
well, especially if you have like tuberculosis, which
I
at the
guess
time
so.
was
Yeah.
So
that,
that
makes
would
sense.
make sense.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Be a
make it less
lot of dead
creepy.
people eventually.
yeah.
But if it was like a hotel, no.
No. And on the second floor, and this is still in Tallahassee, people would hear kids laughing and bouncing a ball.
Nothing's more scary than hearing kids
Right,
laugh
yes.
when there are no kids. You know?
Yeah.
If you hear kids
It's
laugh,
the
it's like, oh,
creep-
kids, but
it's
you
the-
find out there's no kids. This is terrifying.
The creepiest noise.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Specifically, that ball, like the dodgeball sound, you know, that empty sound.
Everyone knows that sound.
Yeah.
Why does it sound so just ingrained?
Because you got hit.
Because you got hit in the head.
Yeah, very close to your ears.
Hey,
Angela nailed it right there.
And still in Tallahassee, other members of a ghost hunting group said they heard loud screams inside and they felt a strong feeling of anger when they were inside the building. So that was just in Tallahassee. In Orlando, strange lights, ghostly images, distant crying, and occasional screams have been reported of being seen and heard inside of the building. Some people have even reported the lingering sounds and gasps of patients who suffered and died of tuberculosis while being treated in the hospitals.
That is.
You ever wonder if it's just like homeless people like doing weird stuff in like a corner, like all echoey? They're
This
just
is like the second time you've brought this up. About
because homeless people are bored.
They got occupied, dilapidated buildings. Like
They got no chores.
What are you
Side work?
Sitting quietly in the corner.
Why do you blame all of society's problems on homeless people, Kaz?
I don't. I think the spooky noises in dilapidated mental hospitals probably are homeless people.
And also UFOs, you said, mass murderers, you said.
UFOs are definitely homeless people.
Oil
obviously.
prices.
It's true. There's a lot.
They took our jobs.
What job is that?
Being homeless. Who wouldn't take that job?
So both the Orlando and Tallahassee buildings have since been demolished in the past decade or so.
Ooh.
The Orlando one was shut down after a teen had fallen in the abandoned building's elevator shaft and was severely injured. No one's really sure how that happened or why that happened.
You gotta be really smart.
I was going to suggest that we go take like a field trip and go check it out, but I don't want to fall down any like.
It's been demolished.
It's been demolished.
Happen, man.
Okay.
And
damn
the creepy thing is that the site is now a playground.
Seriously?
That's
What could go
kid
wrong?
with the ball.
You have got to be kidding me.
Awesome.
And some claim that swings can be seen moving entirely on their own as a man by the spirits
let's
of
go.
tortured children.
We're there.
Oh
Yeah.
my
If
god.
it's in Orlando, we're doing this.
Let's do it. Like on the
they're-
haunted playground.
Okay, so number one, that's super creepy. Is there anything else that I need to hear about before this goes any further? Because that's super frightening.
Well, Tallahassee's location is now home to a fancy apartment complex.
Oh,
Really?
Well, they deserve it.
And there's no hauntings in the new development.
Okay.
so.
Yet.
All right.
No, they paid
Yes.
him off.
We're working
Paid off
on
those
it.
Yes,
guys.
to be
I've heard
reported.
that people are working on it.
I have two things I got to say about this, okay?
All right. Let's hear it.
Number one, Real Fritz, was in Tampa, staying at the Tampa Hotel in Ybor. It's called something, but it was a tuberculosis clinic. In the basement was the morgue, and I took the elevator down with my mother-in-law. When she stepped out into the elevator, this is around like midnight, she goes, I don't like it down here. It's really creepy. And I go out, and I pushed her. And she goes, no, stop. And I
You
laughed.
pushed her?
I laughed. Yeah. We then get back into the elevator, and I go back to the ground floor, and I hear my laugh echo back.
No.
So that's number one. So I totally buy this. Number two, so urban explorers love to post videos on YouTube of them ascending the Burj Khalifa, things like that, like really insane pictures. I wonder if the person who died in the elevator or was injured in the elevator shaft, if they were trying to take one of those selfies, like, look at me,
Right.
and you just slipped. Everything's in disrepair.
Because
and
you
fall.
really deserved it. Because
Probably.
you're saying, hey, I'm in danger, and I'm going to take a picture of it. What could go wrong?
Right.
I love when I see that, when you see all these Facebook posts about, look at these horrible pictures right before people did stupid shit.
Urban Explorer sounds so much more tame to me.
It
I don't
does.
know what it is. It's
I
like
imagine,
walking
like, yeah.
outside of your apartment and being like, I discovered coffee to my left and Chinese
Exactly.
takeout to my right.
I never realized this cool
I
sandwich place
claim
was
this
on the corner.
land for Spain.
Oh, I get it. You don't like urban explorers, but you are rural explorers?
Hey,
I don't like the
that's
insinuation.
rural list.
That does sound not cool. So if we renamed the podcast House Hunter, Fort House Hunter?
No, I think that might be taken.
Fort House Hunter.
Fort Hunter might happen.
Rural Explorer Fritz.
Okay, if you
The
guys...
mouthful.
Yeah, it's
Back
tough
me up.
to say. Rural.
Rural.
It's the terrible word to say.
You gotta really swallow the R's. Rural.
Got it.
Roll.
Okay.
You know what? You guys, you're retarded.
All right, I'm
No,
back off this guy.
No one uses that word anymore.
I'm back off this guy.
Yeah.
Angela, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very offensive.
I
This
told
guy's
you.
a real prick.
This guy can go screw.
He's a rural prick.
Also,
he's a rural prick.
I think you mean to say rule. Just rule. Yeah, blend it. Blend it.
All right,
baby.
I'm done.
Rule.
This guy's a rule prick.
I'm going to
Rose.
double down on my comment, by the way.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Okay.
At
we
least,
get it. We
at
get
least
it.
he's steadfast in his opinions.
Okay.
At least he's steadfast in opinions, and I can respect that.
I can drink to that. Greaves, where's the beer?
Suddenly, I won you over because there's beer.
This guy's great.
Sorry, Angela. We
Flip
still
it back
respect you
around.
because, I mean, come on. What goes better with beer than blueberry pie?
You're not getting any of that now.
God damn it. I knew it was not going to work. I knew that wasn't going to work when I tried
Lost
it.
your rights.
Fuck.
I guess that's fine. Well, on that note,
I knew it was wrong. I tried it.
You guys want to go to the store and maybe try to get some blueberries and stuff and make our own? Instead, since Angela's like, you're gonna like laugh like, like we don't know what we're doing. I've blueberried a pie. I've pied a blueberry.
Right there. You don't pie a blueberry. I'm telling you right
Or
now.
blueberry a pie.
I think he's done both is what he's trying to say.
I don't know. I feel like he's throwing the gauntlet down.
Let's get the hell out of this house. Greaves, you can take it.
Oh,
Angela,
be gone!
are you staying here?
I'm trying
or
to keep the place clean.
are you going to go with us?
Freaking live here, man.
Okay.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Angela and Greaves, you guys be whatever you're going to be in this crazy, creepy house. Let's go check out the chicken joint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the chicken joint. I forgot about that place.
And
gotta
let's
go hit
blueberry that pie.
There you
Actually, Man Daddy.
Yes.
Go ahead and go into the live read of our new sponsor.
All right, thank you very much for listening to Fort Fritz, brought to you by The Chicken Joint. You know, that place down the road that serves chicken. And it's a joint, a place you can go into and get chicken. We're Fort Fritz, and we're brought to you by that place down the road that serves chicken in a joint. It's The Chicken Joint.